Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Oklahoma versus Cincinnati college basketball matchup on Tuesday, March the 5th, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have products meant for people who make big bets, people with big bankrolls looking for one-on-one style service. If that's you, go ahead and text the number you see on the screen. The packages are just not available on the website. You got to text that number. So if you make big bets like I do, go ahead and text. But let's get to this one. Oklahoma taking on Cincinnati, final week of the Big 12 college basketball season. Of course, it's the final week of Oklahoma's last Big 12 college basketball season, as they will be moving to the SEC, which is a big step up for them in football, not so much in basketball. SEC is still a very, very good basketball conference. I'm not trying to put down of the SEC. I'm just saying, for my money, I think the Big 12 is a little bit tougher, and I think, it's just the way that it generally comes up. Just a lot deeper from top to bottom. You look at the bottom teams in the SEC, Vandy and Mizzou, and you put them up against the bottom teams like Oklahoma State in the Big 12. I take take the Big 12 in that, and same thing at the top end. When you start to go down, I know Auburn, Tennessee, just absolute horses this year. Kentucky always good, Florida playing pretty well coming down the stretch. But you look at the Big 12, and it's Kansas, Baylor, so on and so forth, right? Houston, pretty much the top five, right? But anyways, doesn't matter. What matters here is this particular game. Oklahoma 19-10 coming in. Cincinnati first season in the Big 12, 17-12. So the only crack that they'll get in Norman, 4-6. Both these teams straight up in their last 10 games. So while we saw Oklahoma play really well earlier this season, it hasn't really transpired until later in the season, especially against what has been their Big 12 portion of the schedule. We know Porter Moser is a great tournament coach. We've seen him do it with much less at Loyola Chicago. So for Oklahoma, the idea is just to poke your foot in and to get into the dance. These teams met at Cincinnati. It was Oklahoma getting the 4-point win, 69-65. Cincinnati was actually the 4-point favorite in this one. These teams had played previously to that, but it had been over 13 years ago. So they, it's not like they never played before, but they certainly, it had been quite some time. Cincinnati coming into this one, getting the 2-point win against Kansas State. Those of you that bet on Cincinnati, ouch is all I have to say. They were beating up Kansas State all game long, and then at the end of the game just let the lead get away from them. So they end up getting the win, and then they don't cover. Boy, I tell you, when I'm betting teams like that if you're not going to cover and you're a favorite and I'm betting on you, I hope you lose. I say that all the time, but maybe I'm just a sore loser. I have no idea. I don't like losing, right? The thing is on the other side of it, they've also lost their 3 prior games against Houston where they covered the spread, lost against TCU and did not cover, and lost at home against Oklahoma State, laying 10 points, lost that game outright. So it's been up and down for Cincinnati, as expected, entering into the Big 12. As for Oklahoma, coming off a loss against Houston, they did cover. They lost by 2 in that one. Oh, that was a heartbreaker of heartbreakers. And 2 games back, they did the same thing to Oklahoma State, where they broke their heart, hitting a buzzer-beating 3, and then on Saturday getting their hearts broken, covering the spread, but losing the game outright on just a great putback shovel up shot that one out of 100, and that one happened in that particular game. Meanwhile, they had also lost against Iowa State in a game. They were 9.5-point dogs. Didn't even get a whiff of a cover in that game, getting absolutely busted up. Lost by 10 to Kansas, by 17 to Baylor. So it's been tough, beating the lower level teams, but losing against the top level. We know that the Sooners defense under Porter Moser is going to be really good. They're going to guard the perimeter every trip down. It's going to be like a war. That is right in Cincinnati's wheelhouse. That is what they play, a very physical game as well. They love the defense too. And I think, if I was giving out totals in these videos, which I rarely to never do, right? I would say this one's an under all the way, but I think instead what we'll do is we'll just take the points with Cincinnati and think that's going to be closer than this, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com, 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.